Weather manipulation is no longer science fiction. Scientists have discovered that some weather phenomena can be triggered or at least influenced by satellites in Earth's orbit. The US Air Force has already begun work on a system to influence weather using powerful lasers mounted on space stations. In this video, we'll take a deep dive into this technology and find out what secrets the government doesn't want you to know. Are weather conditions really being manipulated by invisible forces? How does satellite technology fit into all of this? And most importantly, why are the authorities hiding these crucial details from us? If you're ready to uncover the truth behind the scenes, then keep watching. Before we start, please support us by leaving a like on this video. Your support is very important for us. Also, subscribe so you don't miss out on our amazing videos. So let's get started. Imagine a world where storms are controlled with the push of a button. Sounds like a sci-fi movie, right? Well, it's closer to reality than you think. Satellite technology has come a long way, and now scientists are able to manipulate weather patterns around the globe. But what exactly is going on here, and why are they keeping it a secret? To understand what's really happening, we need to look at how satellites are being used to control the weather. Satellites have been used for years to collect data about the weather and to communicate with each other. But recent advancements have allowed scientists to use them to actually change the weather. One way this is done is through something called space-based weather modification. This involves using lasers or other energy sources to heat or cool the upper atmosphere. By changing the temperature of the atmosphere, scientists can alter the way that water vapor condenses and forms clouds. This can be used to increase or decrease rainfall, depending on the needs of the people on the ground. Another way that satellites are being used to control the weather is through the use of aerosols. Aerosols are tiny particles that can be suspended in the atmosphere, and they can have a significant impact on weather patterns. For example, when sunlight hits an aerosol, it can be scattered or reflected back into space, which can cool the atmosphere. By releasing the right type of aerosols into the atmosphere, scientists can effectively block some of the sun's rays and cool the planet. But why are they doing this, and why are they hiding it from us? The reason for controlling the weather varies depending on who you ask. Some say it's done to help farmers by increasing rainfall in dry areas. Others say it's done to prevent natural disasters like hurricanes. And still, others believe it's a way to combat climate change by cooling the planet. Whatever the reason, there are definitely some risks involved in manipulating the weather in this way. Changing one variable in such a complex system can have unintended consequences that we may not even know about for years. It's possible that space-based weather modification could lead to more extreme weather events or disrupt delicate ecosystems. That's why it's so important that we understand what's going on and that we hold those in power accountable for their actions. This brings us back to the original question: why are they hiding it from us? There are many conspiracy theories out there, but at the end of the day, we simply don't know. It's possible that the government is trying to hide the truth about weather manipulation because they fear public backlash. After all, the idea of scientists being able to control the weather is both exciting and terrifying. Or maybe they're hiding it because they don't want to admit that they don't know what's going on. The fact is, we simply don't know why the authorities are keeping this information from us. And that's what makes it so important to keep digging for answers. But wait, there's more. The US Air Force has already begun work on a system to influence weather using powerful lasers mounted on space stations. Yes, you heard that right. Lasers. Imagine a world where the weather is controlled by lasers. Sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, right? Well, it's closer to reality than you might think. The US Air Force has been researching the potential of using lasers to manipulate the weather for years, and the results are truly fascinating. The idea behind laser-based weather modification is relatively simple. By focusing a high-powered laser on a particular area of the atmosphere, Scientists can heat or cool the air molecules in that area. This can cause the air to expand or contract, creating an area of low or high pressure. By manipulating these areas of high and low pressure, scientists can influence the formation of clouds and precipitation. But the US Air Force isn't just thinking about using lasers to control the weather. They're also considering using other methods such as high-powered microwaves and particle beams. These methods work in a similar way to lasers by heating or cooling the atmosphere, but they offer different advantages and disadvantages. Now, you might be wondering why the US Air Force is investing so much money and resources into this research. After all, it's not like we can just turn on a laser and make it rain whenever we want. There are several reasons why the US Air Force is interested in this technology. First, it could be used to enhance the effectiveness of military operations. For example, by controlling the weather, the military could reduce the impact of bad weather on aircraft carriers or ground troops. Additionally, it could be used to disrupt enemy operations. Imagine, for example, disrupting enemy radar systems by creating a cloud of ionized particles in the upper atmosphere. Second, it could be used to protect against natural disasters. By manipulating weather patterns, the US could potentially weaken hurricanes or tornadoes before they hit land. And finally, it could be used to gather intelligence on other countries. By controlling the weather over a particular area, the US could gain valuable information about what's happening on the ground without having to send in spies or satellites. As you can see, the possibilities for weather control technology are truly endless. But it's important to remember that with great power comes great responsibility. We need to ensure that this technology is used ethically and responsibly, or we could end up causing more harm than good. This brings us back to the original question: are the authorities hiding anything from us? If they are, we deserve to know the truth. After all, the weather affects all of us, and we have a right to understand what is happening above our heads. Here's what we know so far. The US military has been researching weather modification technologies for decades. In the past, they've experimented with things like seeding clouds with silver iodide to increase rainfall. But in recent years, they've been looking at more advanced technologies like lasers and particle beams. We also know that the US Air Force has partnered with several private companies to research this technology, including Lockheed Martin and Raytheon. These companies have developed prototypes for laser-based weather modification systems that could be deployed in the near future. Finally, we know that the US Air Force has been mum on the details of these experiments, leading to speculation and conspiracy theories about what they're really up to. We don't know exactly what the Air Force is hiding, but it could be that they're experimenting with new and more dangerous forms of weather manipulation. It's possible that they've been successful in developing laser-based weather modification systems that could be used to control the weather on a large scale. Maybe they're testing new ways to disrupt communication systems or even cause widespread blackouts by manipulating the ionosphere. The possibilities are really endless. If the US Air Force is hiding something from us, it's important that we find out the truth. After all, the weather affects all of us, and we have a right to understand what's happening above our heads. Unfortunately, it can be difficult to uncover the truth when powerful organizations like the US Air Force are involved. They have the resources and the power to keep secrets hidden from the public eye. But it's not impossible. With enough determination and hard work, we can uncover the truth and hold those in power accountable. But here's the thing. Whether the US Air Force is hiding something from us or not, we need to be prepared. We need to educate ourselves about weather modification technologies and the potential risks and benefits of controlling the weather. We also need to be aware of the signs of a weather modification experiment and be ready to take action if necessary. Remember, knowledge is power, and the more we know, the better equipped we'll be to protect ourselves and our planet. We hope we were able to provide you with some insight on this highly debated topic. And if you liked the video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more. This was Adam, and you've been watching your channel, Valley of Knowledge. Stay curious, and see you in the next one.